Hello, Twitch.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Twitch.
Hi, Twitch. Okay. There's 0 people in Twitch right now, so we're all saying hello to nobody, but you know what? That's
It's
what
being recorded, so
The aliens that find this 2,000 years later, this is what we do.
That's right.
it's
Okay.
being recorded. So.
I am turning this over. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Community Gametime. We're learning how to play Bubble Mania today, which is part of the Scurry Waters experience, among a number of other really excellent features. I have a personal connection to Scurry Waters, as it was one of my first, maybe my very first VR experience that I had when I joined the company, which was only a month ago, but still very impressive. And I shot cannonballs. But Medhue also told me, as we were talking about building games in Sansar, that he has a really cool game already built. And today I asked him to show it to us. And yeah, that's what we're doing today. So Medhue, I'm going to turn it over to you and Bagnaria. I guess both of you built this experience. So
Yeah.
take it away.
Yeah, really, Bagnaria and I have been playing with guns since we got them. And we made 2 games, actually. Scurry Canyon is a gun game, and then Bubble Mania is mainly out of Bagnaria's head. So this is really her game.
And the canyon is mostly him because he made the skellies, and I did some of the scripting in there. But yeah, but that doesn't really matter. Like it's what's cool about Bubble Mania, it's really easy to learn and really fun to play.
Well, let's go over to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, lead on.
Splish, splash, splish, splash, splish, splash.
All right. Let's turn the instructions on.
Ooh.
So, up to, I guess, 8 people can play at once, and you're automatically opting into the games when you're picking up a gun. And then, they won't work yet. They only will start working when you're pushing this button, the Start Game button. Then the 10 seconds countdown starts.
Yeah. And hit escape to get your firing center thing, and then F3 to go into first person.
Oh, we all got shot. I'm stuck. Okay, so how do we play? Also, how do I shoot?
Just like you shoot any gun in Sansar. Are you still holding one? You can see the... You may not have a gun anymore.
Yeah, you don't have a gun anymore.
Oh, gosh. Oh, no. I need a gun.
Yeah, you gotta be careful because you drop the gun pretty often.
Shoot me.
No. Am I out of... Can you run out of ammo? Bagnaria, I can't shoot anymore.
To pick up a different gun, try this one. Oh, did you reload? You know how you have to reload it, right with the button close to your hand. Like all weapons work like that in Sansar. So like it's the right hand, the closest button to your thumb on the top flat surface.
Oops. this is fun. All right, where's the reload?
Yeah, unfortunately, I still don't quite understand how to reload.
Yeah, how do you reload?
Okay, reload. Like any gun in Sansar works the same way, right? Because they're all using the same script, and the guns reload with on the keyboard with R for reload, and on the like Oculus controller, it's like the right hand where your thumb lands on the flat
Oh,
surface.
okay, that's why I
Like
didn't get it, because I'm using
I
desktop.
think it's the
and not
X or the
Oculus.
A.
I got -4.
And if you don't want to be shot anymore, what you can do, you can X out, so then people cannot hit you anymore. We wanted that so it's not stressful to play it, and you can become an observer at any given time.
Just rush. Then you gotta get them. That's good. Put into a bubble.
I don't think my gun is working at all.
If you hit reload, sometimes you might have to put it down and pick it back up
Even
again.
after, yeah, reloading, so...
Bagnaria.
And I'm not sure how...
The way the rocks appear as part of the game.
Yeah, I didn't want the rocks here all the time because, you know, you want to be able to see things in this experience. So I thought, just raise them up out of the ground.
Nice touch.
What's the button to put a gun down?
Yeah. I was asking, how do you like it so far?
Oh, it's fun.
I think he wants to be shot.
Ah! Medhue's really good at this game. I can't shoot. No. And today I'm on desktop. My guns don't work. Ooh. God damn it. Oh, I wish I could teleport out of the bubble. Whoa! I'm terrible. I can't.
Sorry, I had some more practice than most people.
I can't get my guns. I can't get my gun to reload most of the time.
It does take a second and a half or something like
Yeah,
that.
it does
It's
take
intentional.
a little bit.
Oh,
but
it takes
yeah,
a
this
second.
is
So
very
it's smart
hard.
It's smart to reload when you're in the bubble.
No.
But
I'm playing, and there are all kinds of times I'm trying to reload, it's not reloading. And it's not us, it's not anything we've done, it's the system.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
really
I don't know
interesting.
what's going on, but yeah, I was having the same problem. I had to drop the gun and pick it up again, and then I could shoot.
How do you drop a gun? What's the button?
Oh, just with
F.
the, like on the trigger, just the fist button.
Yeah, you F, they're in desktop.
Yeah, I'm in desktop.
Yeah,
I don't know how to do it.
the F button. The F key.
The F.
I don't think I've been able to shoot.
Oh, there it is.
I haven't been able to shoot.
It's kind of the same issue before when you had to drop your gun and pick it back up again. Oh, sorry.
When can you hear you again?
All right, you're in trouble now. I can drop and reload. Oh, Bagnaria! No!
have a gun. Here, take mine.
I can't. I've got one in my hand. Ah, I shot myself. Oh man, Bagnaria is killer at this game. Bagnaria is very good at this game.
Yeah, she is very
Surprise.
good. She's very sneaky too. It does really show off the landing and falling from the.
No, it was not oven made. Yeah, and today I see that as well. Ooh. Ooh. Getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get my gun to shoot at all, and I also couldn't put it down, so I don't know what to do.
We'll see.
You on desktop?
Yep.
I pressed F to drop it, and I think it's R to reload.
Yeah, the reloading I'm used to. I kept pressing R because I figured maybe it was empty, but I never even heard the reload sound play, so it was just kind of weird.
I had to press escape a few times to get to the friend.
I think I shot myself. Nice, Fitty.
And it's never ending to laser.
Hey.
Wow, I got so many hits and captured 1,000,000 times.
Well, I'm not that well either.
Fitty did a good job.
Thank you.
Wow, Fitty. The first event you come to, you show everybody up.
Fitty is a new winner.
Honestly, just run around spamming buttons.
Don't we all?
Yeah, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, here we go, here we go, here we go. I can't tell who's playing. No, not fair.
All the guns are going.
No, who shot me? I figured out a pretty good strategy, and it is drive.
Runner's ban.
Yeah, that's right. It's just I ban people that
You
are
know,
better
the-
than me.
The running has really helped players in this game. Well, I don't know if it helps. It's
Good
harder
job,
to shoot
Galileo.
people because they're running fast, you know.
Yeah. Well, there's many different strategies, and once you figure them all out, like it's easier to win, especially against a crowd of newbies.
Bagnaria says with a smile. She's like,
Like,
wow.
look at that person on the roof there. Like, that's one, the sniper strategy. In desktop mode, you can shoot from miles away and still hit people. So, like, that's one strategy people have. And in VR mode, it's better to be standing for one. And you really want to teleport a lot, so people can't aim at you and get ya. So,
Yeah, I
Two
think
different strategies, though. Desktop.
yeah.
And
Oh, and then there's a few mean tricks when you're trapped in a bubble with someone. You can shoot them a lot.
oh.
So one strategy is to sneak up on people, get bubbled with them, and then hit them a few more times.
Wow. It would be really cool if there were different.
Below the bubble.
Yeah, space is actually being a lifeguard right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be cool if there were a bunch
crazy.
of different maps for this. Like if you could turn it into like paintball or something.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, think of the combination of landscape res and this. Like, we can totally randomize the maps all the way we want.
Oh yeah. It'd be crazy to randomize a map while you were playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you don't even know if the rock you're standing on is still there the next second.
The only problem would exist that people would get trapped in rocks.
Yeah, if you rest them, you
The
can be
world
trapped
changes
inside.
around you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we could always bring them up from below. That should work.
Bring them up, yeah.
Yeah.
On
Oh,
paintball,
Crazy
there's
in
always
VR.
that.
If you get all VR players, this is a crazy game.
yeah, and by now,
Everyone's teleporting everywhere. And, yeah.
by now it becomes abundantly clear why we have an opt-out button, right?
Yeah, because if you don't want to play, you're just like stuck floating. Look at
Yep.
look at Sailor back there. Yeah, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I would really. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no! Ask questions. What would you really like to see? More flavors and
I like to see the projectile in an arc, because when you're really playing a game like this and the paintball bullets are flying at you, they have that curve. I don't know. It just looks so realistic.
yeah, we
But
could
you
swap
can't really
that.
do that with raycast, though. If you're shooting a raycast, it's a straight line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that if you ever play paintball though, and you got 20 people on the other side coming at you, and they're all firing, and you see that, God, those.
And we
paintballs
can
coming at you.
totally do it. I mean, we actually do shoot bullets at the canyon now.
Yeah, we
So,
could make bullets.
and then the bullet has to
physical,
hit
so
you,
they-
and that might be a good variation on it. The other variation I will definitely do, because I've already started on doing that in the code that's in here, is a battle royale one where you have a live marker above your head and you just have to be the last one standing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like especially if you
Yeah,
got
that
shot once. If right, you get eliminated
Then you see
from
like
the
your
game.
health bar going down.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
And then like the added feature to that is like having a shield bar on top of that, and then there could be like little bubbles here that you pick up for shields.
Oh yeah.
So like there's definitely a lot coming, but like we're waiting for the next release. And also
yes.
there's quite a few little problems, like the reload problem that's definitely stemming from the original script. So because that's not been like that when we started doing it.
Well, obviously, if that's one of our scripts, let us know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's definitely a modified version. So, like, there is a faint possibility that I just have to grab a later version of the code. But I mean, it only got released in February, right? So I should, if at all, I'm
Well,
a
it'd be
little
nice
bit behind.
to get some engineers in here too to play the game, and then they can know what bugs are what. You know?
Yeah. But it stays fun, despite that you have the occasional necessity to drop the gun and pick it back up, because that's usually fixing it.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out like the best strategy. What I would do is wait for people to fall and just pop them as soon as they fell.
Yeah, but if you stationary, they will get you.
Yeah, that's true. I
Because
tried to
like
tell
You learn right away, even in desktop, that as soon as the bubble pops, teleport somewhere.
Yeah, like you get ready to teleport, like while you're falling, and you pick a spot where you're landing behind someone, so you can sneak up on them and shoot them, and then you just keep going.
Well, what if you teleport and you lost the gun?
Then you have to find a new gun.
Yeah, I guess it's part of the game.
And that's part of the game, too, is losing your gun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Having to
because
find
the
a new
bubbles are getting in the way a little bit more than would be nice. Like I don't like it when my head is chopped off. But if we make the bubbles too big, then too many people get trapped and they pick up all kinds of stuff around you. So we had to compromise on the size of the bubble.
And you can also steal the gun.
The gun,
from
yeah. You can just do this.
And
It's also
Bagnaria is
strategy.
famous for it. Don't get trapped in a bubble with her, because she'll steal your gun.
Wow.
And shoot you 10 times.
Wow, Bagnaria is brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little.
I like how you're just like, yeah, that's...
Well...
She knows I'm standing right here, so I'll be able to tell the truth.
Well,
Can't
I'm not like having to deny anything. I think this is an enjoyable game, and you play to win, right? You don't play to lose.
No, I think that's the right attitude.
And I mean, of course, you play a little bit more when you're developing it, right? Just because you have to try it out all the time.
Did you ever play the... So I totally missed, I think I mentioned this last time, I totally missed the Hover Derby era. But I think that would have been really fun to play, and it's sort of similar.
Yeah, it was a beautifully made arena and like an awesome score system, like far ahead of everyone else. Galen had already implemented like scoreboards. The only thing, he had to drive them manually, so he literally had to enter the scores into the system so that the website would be then displaying the scores on the boards. But I couldn't play it much because I got motion sick from it, because of the way it was, like, because you didn't really feel like you're controlling your motion. And for me, that makes me motion sick, so I never could play it a lot. But I thought it was excellent.
I think the VR players had a little too much advantage, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it'd be really excellent to have any sort of game like that where there's a league involved. I'd love to see it, like duos, like people could come play. We could set up some bleachers out here and whatnot.
Did you guys hear anything that Galen said? I mean, he told me he felt like there would have been more people if it was really a good concept.
I don't think that's really necessarily the case. I don't think it was a lack of concept.
Yeah.
Although
there was the time they were doing something too much too early, and there
Yeah.
weren't even people here to play it. Really.
Well, and it had more performance problems. Like what we can do here at Bubble Mania, like half a year ago would not have been possible. Especially in a fully developed experience, right? I mean, we have 10 games here.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, they had things flying at light speed, and then you had 20 people on the sidelines watching, you know.
Yeah.
So you had like 10 of these things flying around.
I'd love to get him back. I don't really see him much these days.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys hear from him? Or?
Well, he's easy to reach, and he's still coming to product meetings, but he is busy writing a book, I think.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
I have to opt out. I don't want to be shocked.
At some point, they had to make a launch experience to keep people away. There were just so many people at the game.
Yeah. But it does. I mean, Bubble Mania seems to be holding up at least with like 15, 20 people. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
The only thing that we cannot do is we cannot play videos while you play. Like not for people who are farther away.
Oh, that's right.
Like we had Catalina and Jamal. Jamal is in France, and they would just lag out as soon as we also run media at the same time.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if you would be able to do that in a simpler experience without so much stuff going on.
Probably. Like I was thinking of possibly putting the Battle Royale one in its own experience that's just Bubble Mania and nothing else.
And
Just-
that would be, for games like that too, where it's very competitive. You probably want to broadcast that, broadcast the competitors playing, and everyone else can be in a different experience watching it all.
Oh yeah, that'd be really smart. I figured that's how that would have to work. I wonder what other games you can make. Oh, bye guys.
Bye.
Medhue in the middle of a comment. Whoop. It's gone.
Oh, the falling is so nice. The falling animation just adds a lot to it.
It does. It's funny. Who's
Oh,
shooting?
bye.
Oh,
And away from the players.
I don't know who's playing. You know what also really interesting is a capture the flag game. I wonder if that's.
Yeah. Like Gindip will have that, right? On his paintball.
Oh, Gindip will have it.
I think he might be working on it again. It sounded like he's finally looking into the gun scripts.
Right, because it could be 10 times better now.
Yeah, because we have all the support. He had to invent a lot of things himself. He even already had progress bars on top of the player.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff lagged you out. We need proper progress bars and stuff like that. HUD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we are working on questing now. I mean, so that is not my team technically.
Yeah, but that is one of the features that Gindip will always ask for persistence, but at least we can contact the web server and store things that way.
Yeah.
And he could do that. He just doesn't want to pay the money for a web server. Yeah.
But it's not expensive. It's like $4 a month or
but
whatever.
we need the lab to take care of that. Yeah. Even if we have to pay them, I'm fine with paying them.
Good
Some
job,
kind of
Sansar.
in-house solution.
Let's stand here and get lifted up by that rock.
Yeah, it's sometimes also Bubble Mania really the Scurry Canyon was a lot more work than Bubble Mania.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Because it has all the animated skeletons and the bats in the air and such. And Bubble Mania is just we can it got born when I was playing with the new race casting stuff in December. Because the way I did my hit detection was with bubbles, and then I could already trap a Medhue in a bubble.
She was bubbling me months ago.
It's like the beginning of what was that?
Someone started the
Oh,
game.
there's the rock.
I gotta opt out. Let me opt out.
It's not letting me opt out.
Oh, Harley, I'm gonna take
No?
advantage of it.
Are you sure? It doesn't say much.
100%.
People can still shoot you. That sucks. I'm so sorry.
Well, I just shot at Harley and it didn't do anything.
Yeah, but I'm checking chat and it doesn't say it in chat.
Shoot me, I've attempted to opt out.
Someone shoots
Someone
her,
shoot
just
Biddy.
to see.
I'm trying.
No, you opted out.
Okay, good to know. I had seen it
Just
in
didn't
chat
say
last
it.
time and didn't see it this
Yeah.
time.
There we go. There
Yeah,
we
see, and this is another thing that happens sometimes with the reset mechanism. Because you have to switch the modality of the weapon
Mm.
Oh, I
for
see.
repositioning it back onto the starting position.
But again, that's another bug in the system. Our bug necessarily.
In the system. I like hearing that. It's like a hacker. It's in the system.
But in any case, the system also enables people who have barely any knowledge to create basic gun games, right? Because it's really not that the major addition for Bubble Mania is the hit detection creates the bubble, and it has a score tracking system. Those two are the things that the lab still needs to provide if everyone should be able to create them without writing code.
Well, it was a great game. Thank you very much. Good night,
Bye, Zisa.
everybody. I'm going to go rest.
Good night.
Congratulations on the win.
Night, Sea Star. I like the way
But the system.
the
When we
script
talk about
is
the system, though,
mouse look dependent.
Oh yeah, that's
Desktop
interesting.
mode. Yeah. The script is mouse look dependent, so it won't let you operate the gun if you're not in mouse look mode.
That's right.
That's good.
right.
It's good.
Otherwise, it would be too easy. But it's also
yeah.
not like code we wrote. It's part of the gun script.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Well, that's that's probably the most the thing that excites me the most about Sansar is not the visuals, not all this other stuff. And
That's
I'm
all
not a
good.
coder, but it's the scripting language. It's the simple scripts and how anybody can take and wire something together. You don't need to be a coder to do it. And we have mostly, kind of artists here, not so many scripters. So just regular artists can grab scripts and start, opening a door and moving things around and whatever.
And a good example is like Scurrylandia. In Scurrylandia, everything was hand scripted, right? And we were able to replace that mostly with simple scripts plus a few little extras. But they're all part of our simple script stack, which we will sell also so that everyone can use it, and not for a lot of money. Just because there are like little helper things that allow you to do everything that's missing. And a good example here that's completely done with simple scripts is the knife board. I mean, that looks really complex, doesn't it?
Yeah.
As if you need a lot of custom code to make that happen. It's completely done with simple scripts without any custom.
Well, all of the games, really, at the core, have a simple script working it. And then we tie in another script that Bagnaria made to tie into the web server or whatever. So it's really the simple script that runs the whole game. And then at the end, we use our script to send out something. Now, we might have a couple little modifications into those simple scripts, but it's all basically simple scripts.
Yeah, so one thing you don't want to do with simple scripts is like score reporting, for example, because that's you can do it inside of your simple script, but you don't want to communicate every time someone gets hit, because that's just too slow. A simple script command is too slow for that.
Right. Imagine 10 players all getting hit in milliseconds of each other. You'd have to report that every single time. It's good for the gun to handle that.
Yeah, and you can handle it from the gun to your scorekeeper with faster communication.
Wow. I mean, I if you have never worked with simple scripts before, what's the best way to start? Is it just examining?
Just starting to play with it. And actually, your predecessor made quite a few videos on how to use simple scripts. They should still be around, right? Like Elliot's tutorials?
And look very much, if you're working with simple scripts, look at the comments or the notes next to each open parameter. And it'll tell you what you need to put in there, or what you could.
The tooltips, yeah.
The tooltips, yeah.
Well, but the first thing you do, you find them, and they're actually already in your inventory.
I'll have to thank Elliot for making this. I think I've watched a few of his videos before.
Yeah. And so the best way to start playing with them is to do something simple. Start with put a button out, like you can get free buttons on the store. Throw like an interaction script in it. Put another simple script or scene scripts are called now, into, let's say, a trigger volume, let's say one that makes a sound, and then you hook that up and see if pushing your button plays the sound in the other one.
Right. And I have some videos, too, on simple scripts that
Yeah,
do
and-
pretty much exactly what Bagnaria said.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And that's how you get started, and then you already have like a connection between like two simple scripts, because that's what they're all about, right? They're about like low frequency communication between devices, basically. So you can, I mean, they go pretty fast, but like they're not ideal to do everything with them, but they can handle almost anything that you would do in a regular situation. Certainly turning lights on and off and doing things like that.
Sure.
And the experience can handle a ton. Like, we just kept adding simple scripts and adding. We probably have 300 at least running in Scurry Waters.
Well, not only is this a giant experience, but there's also a lot baked into it.
Yeah, and flying things, and we actually have hidden commands, right? Like you, as the master, could, for example, enter /deswarm, let's say 30, and then there would be 30 scurrydactyls flying along the sky.
I just
We
did
can
it.
type that right now. I think we might be actually, like some of the commands we might be able to type.
Look behind you. Look above
There.
you.
Whoa.
So it's scripted to
Yeah,
have
so
surprise events.
even though Galileo made the experience, I still have the controls.
Yeah, because like we entered our names into the receiver things, and we have like for parties we have TVs in the ground. Although I think we took them out for performance reasons. We have swim rings that can be configured for groups up to 30 people, so you can meet in a circle and have like a place where you know this is the place to sit down. It's kind of fun to do it that way.
God powers.
This is cool.
Mhm.
All right, everybody. I think we're about done. This went by way fast. I think it's because we were having a
Yeah,
time shooting
Bubble
each
Mania is a time thief. Like when you get
Yes.
into it.
That was so much fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Bubba.
thank you for showing
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, and we will
Enjoyed
make
it. Thank you.
more. But like there's just so much to do and so little time.
That's right. That's right. All right. Say goodbye to the folks on Twitch.
Goodbye, Twitch.
Bye, Twitch. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye, Twitch.